Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on if and else in Python, made for absolute beginners. Decisions begin now. Today your Python programs learn to make decisions. Until now your code ran top to bottom, every line executed, no choices. Real programs are different. If the user is an adult, show this page. If the score is high enough, pass the student. If the input is empty, ask again. The tool for this is the if statement. Today you learn if, then else, then elif for multiple branches. Slow, one idea at a time. Branching starts here. Look at what you can do so far. You can store values in variables. You can call functions. You can loop over collections with for. But your code always runs the same way, top to bottom, no choices. Real programs are not like that. They decide, if the password is correct, log in, otherwise, show an error. That decision is a branch in your code. The if statement creates branches. Today you learn how. Choices are next. Until now, your code ran the same way every time. Top to bottom, line after line, no choices. Today that changes, your code learns to choose. One path no more. Here is the simplest if. Age equals 20. Then the line, if age greater than or equal to 18, colon. The colon starts a new block. The next line is indented, print adult. Python checks the condition. 20 is greater than 18, so the condition is true. The indented line runs. If age were 15, the condition would be false, and the indented line would not run. That is the whole idea of if. One condition, one block. You have seen this colon before. After a for loop, a colon. After a def, a colon. Same here, after the if condition, a colon. The colon tells Python a block follows. The block is every indented line beneath. Python uses indentation, not curly braces like other languages. 4 spaces is the convention. Indentation is not decoration, it is syntax. Unindent to leave the block. Get this wrong and Python raises an error. Indentation is syntax. Now add else. Age equals 15. If age greater than or equal to 18, print adult. Then else, colon, print minor. Python checks the condition. 15 is not greater than 18, so the if block is skipped. The else block runs instead. Minor is printed. Else means, if the condition is false, do this instead. Else always pairs with an if. You cannot have an else without an if before it. The fallback path. Some choices have 2 sides. Yes or no. Adult or minor. Pass or fail. The if and else pair handles exactly this, 2 paths, 1 decision. 2 sides to every choice. Now elif, short for else if. Score equals 75. If score at least 90, print a elif score at least 80, print b elif score at least 70, print c else, print f. Python checks each condition top to bottom. 75 is not at least 90. Not at least 80. It is at least 70, so c is printed, and the rest is skipped. Elif lets you chain many branches cleanly without nesting. Chain the branches. Picture how Python runs an if statement. It evaluates the condition first. If the condition is true, the indented block runs, then Python jumps past everything else. If the condition is false, Python skips that block and looks for an else or elif. With elif, each condition is checked in order. The first true branch wins. Once a branch runs, the rest are skipped. This top to bottom behavior, where the first true branch wins, is what makes branching predictable. First match wins. Here is grading as a function. Grade takes a score. If at least 90, return a elif at least 80, return b elif at least 70, return c elif at least 60, return d else return f. Call grade of 85. Python checks, not 90, yes 80, so it returns b and stops. Notice how each branch returns immediately. Once a return runs, the function exits. This is a clean, common pattern for branching by value. One function, many grades. Every if needs a condition, and conditions are built from comparisons. Double equals checks equality, 5 equals 5 is true. Exclamation equals checks inequality, 5 not equal 3 is true. Less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal, all return true or false. A common beginner mistake is single equals, which assigns. Double equals compares. 2 different operators, 2 different jobs. 6 tools for comparing. Some choices have many sides.
A grade can be A, B, C, D, or F.
A status can be active, pending, or closed. Elif handles the many path cases. Many paths, one value. Now combine conditions with and. Age equals 25. Has it equals true. If age at least 18 and has id, print welcome. Both must be true for the whole condition to be true. 25 is at least 18, true. As it is true, true. True and true gives true, so welcome Prince. If either were false, the whole thing would be false, and the block would not run. And means all parts must hold. All must hold, now or. Day equals Sunday. If day equals Saturday or day equals Sunday, print weekend. Only one needs to be true. Day is not Saturday, that part is false. Day is Sunday, that part is true. False or true gives true, so weekend prints. Or means at least one part must hold. Use and when all must be true, or when any one is enough. Mixing them is allowed, use parentheses to make the order clear. Any one is enough, now not. Logged in equals false. If not logged in, print please log in. Not flips the truth. Logged in is false, so not logged in is true. The block runs. Not is useful when a condition is easier to read in reverse. Instead of asking if something is missing, you ask if not it is present. Not works on any Boolean expression. Not true is false, not false is true. Flip the truth. Here is a subtler idea, truthy and falsy. Name equals empty string. If name, print has name, else print no name. No name prints. Why? Python treats some values as false in a condition. Empty string, the number 0, an empty list, none. These are falsy. Everything else is truthy. So you can write if name, and Python checks if name is none-empty. The bool function shows you the truth value of anything. Empty means false. You can put an if inside another if. Age equals 20, has ticket equals true. Outer if, age at least 18, true, enter that block. Inside, another if, has ticket, true, so print enter. If has ticket were false, the inner else would print need ticket. If age were under 18, the outer else would print underage. Nesting lets you check layered conditions. Do not nest too deep, flat reads better. Layer your checks. Here is validation. Email equals ada@example.com. If the @ sign is not an email, print invalid email. Elif the length is less than 6, print too short. Else, print looks good. The @ sign is in there, the length is plenty, so looks good prints. Validation is a real-world use of if and elif, check each rule in order, act on the first failure. Real apps validate this way, just with more rules. Check each rule, a classic exercise, fizzbuzz. N equals 15. If n mod 3 equals 0 and n mod 5 equals 0, print fizzbuzz. Elif n mod 3 equals 0, print fizz. Elif n mod 5 equals 0, print buzz. Else print the number. 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5, so fizzbuzz prints. Order matters, the combined check must come first, or the single checks would catch it first. This teaches careful ordering. Order matters, here is choosing a message based on a value. Status equals pending. If status equals active, set message to welcome back. Elif status equals pending, set message to check your email. Else set message to log in. Then print the message. One variable in, one message out. This is how real apps pick user-facing text, a status, a branch per case, a default. The else handles every value you did not list explicitly. Pick the message, quick self-check. Can you explain what the colon does after an if? Can you say when the else block runs? Can you describe how elif chooses between many branches? Can you combine two conditions with and, with or? If any of these feels shaky, rewatch the matching part. You do not need to memorize everything, just be able to read a simple if and predict what runs. Say each out loud, in one breath, if lets your code decide. Write a condition, colon, indented block, that block runs only when the condition is true. Else is the fallback when it is false. Elif chains many branches, and the first true branch wins. Conditions are built from comparisons and combined with and, or, not. Indentation defines what belongs to the block. Master this and your program stop being linear. Your code decides now. Next, you practice writing your own conditions, start simple, one if, then add else. After that, we meet while loops, loops that repeat as long as a condition holds. Then you combine loops and conditions, loop over items, branch inside. Real programs are mostly loops with conditions inside them. That is where if and else earn their keep. See you in the next lesson. Practice makes it stick. Thanks for learning if, else, and elif. Next we practice with conditions of your own. See you next time.